Do you even barch? This is Galladon, and you are watching episode 80, that's 80, of Clash of Clans Attacks. A special thanks to you, the viewer and subscribers out there. I never imagined that I would be up to episode 80 at this point, much less over 100 uploads. So let's just get right down to it. Talk about some barching here, which if you didn't play Clash, you probably think belongs on Tosh.0. But it's neither filthy nor obscene, it's just barbarians and archers. It is a fantastic troop combination if you want something that's inexpensive, that trains up quickly, and that can profit you greatly in both farming and trophy hunting when used correctly. Now in today's video we are going to focus on the farming aspect of barching, and when it comes to farming with barbarians and archers, it really all comes down to village selection. You need to be ready to hit that next button several times until you find the base that is perfectly set up for your barch attack, and we are looking at one right here. And the important point to remember is the key is in the collectors and the gold mines. Specifically, if we look here, there's an awful lot of loot available to us in this raid, or available to X of LP5 Griffin. But if you look at the elixir storage and the gold storages, they look pretty empty. And that tells us that most of the loot is in those collectors around the outside of this village, perfect for sending in your barbarians, followed by your archers closely behind.
Be sure to segregate your troops.
Well, we're not segregating them, but we are sending the barbarians in first to do the dirty work, the archers behind with that ranged attack and get over that first set of walls. And that's usually all we need to destroy those gold mines and elixir collectors and take home all of that loot. We're not usually worried about trophies at this level when we're farming, so whether or not 50% is achieved isn't really a factor. We just want to collect as much as we possibly can and then get out of town. And Rockham goes home with a pretty big take there, especially considering that he didn't use any spells or heroes, just a very inexpensive and quick to train army. Next here we're looking at a raid by Bryce of LP4 Hydra. This is clearly a more upgraded base than the last one, but the same strategy can be used nonetheless. And if you look closely, you'll see this time that there's a lot more gold than elixir available, and a lot of that gold is actually in those gold storages, not just in the mines. So Bryce is going to try to go after those storages as well as the mines. Now Bryce brought along a few wall breaker friends, and he uses them in the lower left to break through that wall and get to that gold storage there with a few extra barbarians and archers. And they're going to get some of it out, but they're not going to manage to clear it because there's just too many defensive structures, especially splash damage there, 2 wizard towers and a mortar all within range. So now he's going to do the same up here at the top right, drops the queen as well. And with the help of a little rage, those top archers get through that gold storage, and the queen is still using the rage to get deeper into the base there. And eventually she works her way down, and with the help of a couple of archers in front of her, clears out this other gold storage completely. And the end result, a pretty profitable raid for Bryce. So let's move on here to RU Anner from LP4 Hydra, and this village has Barch written all over it. Look at those gold storages and elixir storages in the middle. They look pretty empty, but there's a lot of loot here. Also, look at all those tombstones. That tells you that this village is abandoned and those collectors and mines have not been emptied in a long time. And there's also a friendly farming feature here. Look at those 3 mortars right in the center of the village. They will not be able to reach the outside fringes of this village layout, and that is perfect for those barbarians and archers to go collect the gold and elixir. And as we speed up the time lapse here, it kind of reminds me of 1,000 tiny ants eating a piece of Peter's $17 leftover pizza crust. But the result is the same, and in this case, Ruaner from LP4 Hydra makes off with almost $500,000 in loot. And this is going to wrap up episode 80, part 1 in the barching series. Do you guys like to barch? If so, send me your screenshots. I will retweet them on Twitter. Let's see those huge raids that were done with a super cheap army. Please do check out my other videos, subscribe for daily Clash related content, leave a thumbs up if you liked it, leave a comment for what you'd like to see in a future episode, and if you didn't like it, well, let me know what you think I should do better. And for those fans that keep saying I love you in the comments, I just wanted to say, well, I think very highly of you too.